was a difficult week for the ANC last week as they're going to lose KZN. Imbulula is being threatened of going to court. They failed to pay SASSA grant, and that's the DA's fault. And Jacob Zuma thinks that the ANC's position on pragmatism is wrong and we should get rid of the constitution.
So let's start off in KZN. Importantly, KZN is the most populous province in South Africa. For those who didn't go to school, that means it's the province with more people in it. And the ANC got like 54% the last time round. Now they are projected to get sort of 40% or under. And if the ANC loses KZN, it unravels the entire party once and for all.
Current projections are showing that the ANC will lose Gauteng. They most definitely will lose the Western Cape. I mean, they've always lose the Western Cape. And if they lose KZN, that's a significant amount of the economic hubs in the country that the ANC will no longer control. As you all know, the ANC is kind of in it for the grift. And if you can't control the grift, there's not really much point in sticking around anymore, is it?
No, it isn't. So based on the numbers from the Social Research Foundation, the ANC is going to get 40%. The EFF is going to decline to 6% from a previous 10%, whereas the IFP and the DA will make strong gains. But unfortunately, the IFP and the DA together can't have a majority coalition in KZN as yet, but neither can the ANC and the EFF. So the negotiations in KZN after the national election is going to be pretty fiery, I would think.
Yes, but obviously if the ANC does lose KZN, well, that's pretty good, because they probably won't notice, because Imbulula is going to be in jail.
Well, that's what the DA wants us to believe. And, the DA talks a lot, but when it comes to, delivering people going to jail, there's a lot to be desired.
So Imbulula apparently was ordered by the courts to hand over the cadre deployment records. The cadre deployment records that don't exist, but do exist, but maybe exist. Those ones. Anyway, they were ordered to hand them over, which includes relating to Ramaphosa's time as head of the cadre deployment committee. Not a really good look for the president that basically is the only president anybody wants to vote for when it comes through to the ANC. So Imbulula said no. And this is subject to a Supreme Court case. Now, Imbulula said no because he's trying to appeal it to the Constitutional Court. The Constitutional Court kind of indicated they don't really want to hear the case. So the DA are insisting that Imbulula provide the records and hand everything over, and he's refused to.
But we made a video a while ago where we said Imbulula basically destroys everything he touches. And for the ANC to make him Secretary General shows that the ANC doesn't really sort of care about the ANC's survival. And this is just another opportunity to showcase the fact that Mr. Fix Fuck All is once again screwing up the things he's responsible for. As Secretary General of the ANC, it seems like he hasn't changed his ways whatsoever. We made a determination that the ANC will be destroyed under his tenure, and I think on that determination, we seem to be correct.
Yeah, I have a different take on this, and that is I think that Imbulula is being set up as the fall guy. I think that no one really wants to provide these records and scapegoat because he is a retard and really not the sharpest tool in the toolbox. So he is a convenient puppet and an escape artist to allow the rest of them to kind of get off scot-free.
So from one puppet to the other, the ANC government failed to pay some SASSA grants over the course of the last few weeks, apparently due to a glitch at the proposed state bank, which is Postbank. So that's going to be very fun to see. But the ANC had a very good retort for the DA. And the ANC says, it's not our fault. You should provide free food for them.
This actually related to the SASSA grants in the Western Cape, just to be clear. So the SASSA grants in the Western Cape weren't paid, and it was the Western Cape that complained about the SASSA grants not being paid. And so the ANC's position on this was, well, why didn't you pay them? I know we didn't pay them. It was our responsibility to pay them, but why didn't you pay them? Because you could have. And it seems like a really stupid response, man. It's a bit like saying, why didn't the police stop a crime? You could have stopped it. Yeah, I know it's the police's job, but why didn't you do it? It's not how the law works, my friend.
No, it does not. It's really sort of pathetic from the ANC. You would think that maybe they're sort of not in control of the country that they supposedly govern. But speaking of really pathetic and not understanding how the law works, the final story for today, Jacob Zuma has come out against the expropriation bill because he says you should expropriate things all the way back since Jan van Riebeeck came to this country. Because for him, the Constitution codifies land theft. Geez, if only he had the power to change things. Like, imagine he was president. Oh, wait.